ALCs from an average Apex player. Because, like, who the hell wants that? Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this one, guys. Hey, everybody, how are you doing today? Welcome to the Madhouse. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. And if you're new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that little gray bell notification icon so it keeps you up to date when I post new videos. And if you like the video, just go ahead and hit that like button, man. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into ALCs for your average Apex player. We're going to talk about the default presets first before we're going to go anywhere else. If you're like me, the default presets never really worked well for me. I was never really one clipping, never really hitting my shots. We're never really on point with everything that was happening, right? I felt like I was missing something when I was there. But anyways, up here is this is your movement speed. This is your ADS. Most people run like a 4.3 or a 5.4 around that. That's basically the generalized settings for most people. Your response curve down here, linear, classic, whatever you want that to be. But yet again, that's going to kind of give you just a base like set of settings in there. You're not going to really see what they are. Now we're going to talk about ALCs, your advanced look controls. Let's get in here. Now these look controls are from me as a personal gamer. This is like just a starting point for you, so don't take these to heart. These are not going to give you straight beams, but it's going to give you an idea on how to kind of approach the subject on ALCs. So dead zone. Dead zone is basically stick drift, if you will. If you have a controller that has a lot of stick drift, you're gonna wanna have your dead zone up a little higher. If you don't have any stick drift at all, you can probably turn it right off. I like to keep it at 3%, so one click over. That's just gonna give me that little bit of safety that if I do have a little bit of stick drift, it's gonna solve it for me a little bit there, which is gonna be kind of nice, okay? Outer threshold, okay? The outer threshold is basically your stick input on how something's gonna kind of happen on the extra settings, you know what I mean? So I don't personally need this at all, so I turn it right off. I don't even have it on. It's on 1%. I think it's as low as it'll go. Yeah, 1% is as low as it'll go. It won't even go lower than 1%. So I turn it right off. I don't want that at all. Response curve. Now, this is one that I'm still playing with. I'm not 100% confident on yet, but I like a higher response curve, right? Because it lets me feel a little more smooth, I guess, a little more dragged out. Where if you have a lower response curve, like I guess a linear or something like that, you feel a little more like, best way to say is like twitchy, jittery, you know what I mean? In a way. So you're gonna wanna play with this while you're aiming. You're gonna wanna go ahead and aim and then see what's gonna work best for you. Like turn it up, turn it down. Me personally, I like a 15 on my response curve. That's just a personal setting, but you're gonna have to figure that out for yourself. Now, yaw speed. This yaw speed and pitch speed that I have here for my movement and the extra pitch turning is set up for a 5.4 default setting, essentially, okay? So my yaw speed is 240. I personally like that. A lot of people run it at like 3 or 360, but I like a 240. My pitch speed, which is, so first of all, your yaw speed is how fast you look left to right. Your pitch speed is going to be how fast you look up and down, okay? And then your extra yaw is just how fast, when the input gets hit, how fast you're going to ramp it up and it's going to spin. So like if you want to do a real quick 180 or like a 360, having really high yaw speed and then your extra yaw turned all the way up will give you the ability to like do 360s and stuff, okay? I personally like my yaw at 240 and my pitch at 180. It gives me the kind of feeling that I enjoy. I'm still playing around with it a little bit, but that's the movement I enjoy. I kind of work well with it. I can kind of like move well, it tracks my eyes well and everything like that. The next three, the extra pitch, the ramp up time, and the ramp up delay, all at 0. I changed those all to 0, and most people will tell you to put those at 0 because at the end of the day, your stick inputs don't need to be jacked up really, unless you're Timmy or Asu or any of that stuff. Like just put them at 0, and if you want to increase them, go ahead and do that, but just like you're gonna have to test them out for yourself. But for starting in here, leave them at 0 for right now, okay? Now we're gonna go down to ADS. My ADS yaw is going to be 140. That's what it is. I am comfortable at aiming at my left to right at medium and close range. Long range I need to work on a little bit. You'll see that in the firing range in a little bit here, but long range I need to work at. But for my close range and my medium range, 140 works well for me while I'm ADSing. My pitch speed is 110, and that as well works well for me for medium and short range. I'm a medium and short range kind of fighter. I'm not a long range fighter. I do not use marksman rifles very often or sniper rifles and everything like that. I should probably get practicing on them, but I'm not really a long range fighter. So these are the two I usually use because that helps me with my medium and short range. I'm comfortable with it right now. I'm still also working on it a little bit, but that's just going to take time. Now, your extra yaw, extra pitch, and extra ramp up time, all those I left at 0 again. The only one I changed was my ramp up delay. And the reason why I changed my ramp up delay is I was finding that when I was compensating for my targets, I was overshooting them. And I was like, why am I overshooting them? Then when I turned it down a little bit, I wasn't able to keep up. I couldn't find that perfect spot in the middle there. But I found that when I turned up my ramp up delay, my stick inputs, so when I hit that wall for that stick input, the ramp up delay will give you that second to recorrect. So I wasn't overshooting or over like extending my aim on the targets when I was snapping onto them, right? I was able to snap onto them a little more smoothly. That's a personal opinion of mine. That's just what's worked well for me. You're gonna want to play with all these settings. Yes, like I said, play with all the settings. Don't just take these to heart, but these are kind of like basic beginner settings, okay, if you will. Now, target compensation. I suggest that you try practicing with these settings with target compensation off. The reason why is it will actually increase and improve your aim overall. And then target compensation style, you can switch to, so right now on default, that means you're running aim assist for controller on console. If you switch to PC, it drops it down. I believe aim assist on controller on console is 60%, and on PC it's 40%. I believe those are the numbers. I'm not 100% sure. Just go ahead and comment down below and let me know if those are, right? But I just don't bother changing this because if you turn this off, this does not matter down here at all. Okay, melee target compensation, same thing. Unless you want to, you can turn it off to practice. It'll help give you a lot more precision with your thumbsticks if you turn these off, right? So when you turn them back on, you'll have that little extra bump with the aim assist to help with one clipping very easily. But that's what I suggest. 5 minutes a day in the firing range, turn it off. It'll give you that little bit of extra practice and help. Okay, now we're gonna go into the fire range. Here we are. First gun you want to pick up is the R301. Okay, R301 is the gun you want to pick up. You want to grab that bad boy, grab some ammo for it right there. And you're going to come back to this spot where the G7 is right here. You're going to come right here. Okay, first thing you're going to do, and you're not going to have any attachments on your gun at all, because any attachments that you put on here won't give you the ability to play with the raw gun, obviously. Okay, so go ahead and try to one clip the guy. If you can one clip the guy, okay, good to go. Like I said, these settings aren't they're not gonna give you like straight beams, but they're gonna work and help you out a little bit there, okay? Now that you've one clipped the guy a few times, right, with the base, no attachments, that will give you kind of an idea where your settings need to be. If you're overcompensating, if you're jittering a little too much, maybe you gotta turn your ADS yaw speed up and down, or you gotta change your pitch speed, but there's a better way to figure out if you are overcompensating when it comes to that stuff. You see these targets right here? This guy right here, and this guy over here. Where is he? There he is. That guy right there. Those ones are gonna be the ones you're gonna try practicing your tracking with, okay? So ADS in and just stay on the target. If you can stay on the target, okay, while it's moving, then your yaw speed is pretty good. You're where you need to be, okay? If you overshoot it, it's too high. If you can't keep up while it's tracking like this, it's too low. So you're gonna have to adjust it. But if you can stay on target while it's moving, then you're pretty much in a good spot. And then what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna try to one clip these guys. Try to get 200 damage if you can on these targets, right? To practice more. Once you've gotten 200 points on these targets, right? A couple of times, you're now gonna wanna move to a new target. Next target you wanna move to is the one that's way back here, okay? That guy. He's gonna be able to give you the ability to track long distance, and this is where I said I have a little bit of an issue with, right? I'm not very good at it because it's just not my style of play. So I gotta work on this more. I can track it, but one clipping this guy, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to one clip this guy. I already know that. It's something I gotta work on, right? I can get 100 damage. That's not too bad, I guess, on a one clip. But those are the basic settings. Those are the basic things you want to do. So first you want to try to one clip the dummy. Okay, you one clip the dummy, good to go. And then you want to try to track this target. That'll tell you whether or not your yaw speed is too high, right? And then you want to try to one clip this target. If you can, that's awesome. You can also practice on this target over here, okay? And one clip him if you can. And then try on this target up here. Those will all help you improve and try to figure out where exactly you want your yaw speed to be. If you want it to be a little bit too, if it's a little bit too high or if it's a little bit too low, whether your pitch speed is a little bit too high, a little bit too low, whether or not you need to change some of your other stuff. And then when it comes to movement, like I said, it's going to be one of those things that you're going to have to play with, right? Whether or not your yaw speed and your pitch speed for your movement is too high or too low. If you want to speed it up, then go ahead and speed it up. If you want to run around like Asu, go ahead and run around like Asu. Like here we go. We're gonna try, or Timmy. Here we're gonna watch. I'm gonna jack my I see a lot of people running at 320. I see a lot of people running this at 240, right? Like I don't know how well this is gonna work for me, but let's check it out. Not too bad, I guess. Not too bad. Maybe I should, maybe it's time for me to turn up my yaw speed and my pitch speed on my movement. Oh, maybe. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching the video and staying this long. I know I can talk a lot, but I really do appreciate it. These are ACLs for your beginner player, for your average Apex player, someone who's just learning to get into it. Trust me on this one, just check them out. It'll give you the ability to get a little more in depth with your aim and your movement, which let's be honest, is always awesome, okay? Thank you for stopping by the channel, and as always, if you liked what you saw, go ahead and smash that like button, and like I said before, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and that little gray bell notification icon so it'll let you know when I post new content, man. Thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, have a great day.